Okay, welcome to another video by Johnny IELTS. So today, speaking practice, Mr. Hung is going to do his regular speaking practice. So now let's start with part one first. So let's try a topic number 89, meeting new people. So Mr. Hung, how often do you meet new people?
Uh, I sometimes meet new people in my university and my workspace and my work communities. So the maybe it's not frequently, however, sometimes.
I see. So do you find it easy to talk to new people?
Mm,
Hello? Do you find it easy?
yeah, it normally when I talk with a new people, if I know about your topic,
That
we
topic.
can,
About that topic.
if
Da
we
da
know
da
about,
da 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 da
if
da
we
da da
know
the da
about the
the
topic,
that topic.
we can have more information about that, and we can have more stories about that, and it helped me.
It helps me. It helps me.
Helps, it helps me to talk about it,
Uh,
and yeah, we have more content and we have more story and information to talk about.
I
So
see. So, do you worry about what people you meet think of you?
sometimes, only sometimes, because
Honestly,
honestly, sometimes, because in a multicultural
in a
country,
multicultural,
in a multicultural culture,
multi.
multi
UL is O. Okay, so
multi
multicultural.
multicultural country. Um, even they speak English. However, they have several or different ways in speaking. So we have to familiar with the
We have to be
pronunciation.
familiar with.
We have to be familiar with different way in pronunciation.
I see. So, but the question is, do you worry about what people you meet think of you? It's like if they think of you badly or if they think of you,
Oh,
oh,
think of
be
you.
careful. So be
The
careful. Let's do it again. Do you worry about what people you meet think of you? Like what they think in your head, in their
I,
head about you, you know?
I do not think that is the problem with me.
Hmm.
Because I can start yeah
Da
talk.
da 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 da
I
da da. I
can
can start.
start the talk, the meeting. I can start the meeting in general in normal way.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it is it it depends on the story we talk about.
Hmm.
And yeah,
So in
sometimes
general, you're not in general, you do not worry. I see.
yes.
Okay, so where do you often meet new people?
Mm, I I often meet I often meet new people in my university or in my friend groups when
Mm.
when I work in university.
When I work
I
in
meet new
university,
students.
university.
Yes, I meet new student or new
Colleagues, colleagues,
college,
colleagues,
college,
colleagues.
college,
Okay, be
new
careful with these
student,
words, please.
new
New
college,
colleague,
college,
colleagues.
college,
And this one is college.
college.
This
Yeah,
one's
new
for now like
college.
colleges. Số nhiều nó là
Yeah, colleges.
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 Colleges is universities.
No, no. Đồng nghiệp.
But the word you're talking about is colleagues. Of course, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, colleagues with
Yeah,
S.
colleagues. Colleagues.
Colleagues. Okay, colleagues. Okay, let's try again. So where do you often meet new people?
I often meet new people in my college, uh, in university,
In university. University.
and uh, in my friend groups.
I see.
Yeah, when we have any outside activity with my friend,
My
so
friends, my friends.
my friends, so I can meet new friends as well.
As
Yeah, new
well, as
people has
well,
been after that
as well,
as well, as
as
well,
well.
as well.
Okay, so um, do you like meeting new people?
Um, yes, so uh, when we meet, when we meet new people, we can have more story, and we can know something new, uh, and have more friends. And
I see.
yeah,
So you do generally, you like meeting new people. I see.
yes.
Okay, let's try
And
another topic. Let's try another one, which is movies or films. 94. So do you enjoy watching movies?
uh, I enjoy watching movie, action movie, and society
Action movie.
action movie,
And
and society movies.
you mean science fiction, you mean?
Society movie.
So science movies or science fiction, be careful because science fiction are not real.
Yes, the
Khoa
science
học
is
giả tưởng
real.
hay là khoa học?
It's
Yeah,
real.
it's science movies. These are called documentary, I mean.
Nearly
Documentary, phim tài liệu.
such as
You mean science videos like from National Geographic or something like that, you?
about science movie. It means about history and
Ah, I
about
see.
society and people,
Oh, I
such as
see.
a theory of everything.
The theory of everything, I see. It's good
Yeah,
to mention some names, when you
yeah,
mention like movies
such
you
as
like, something like
yeah,
that.
such
Cứ
as
nêu tên ra, just mention the names. All right, so do you prefer to watch movies at home or in a cinema?
I, mm, I prefer to watch movies at
Watch.
home.
I prefer to watch
What?
movies.
I prefer to watch movies at home rather than uh, in a cinema.
What's the
However, sometimes,
problem?
yeah, because
See?
we can easily to find
We can easily find.
movies.
We can easily find.
We can easily find movies and suitable time to watch.
Hmm.
However, sometimes we still have a, uh, um a slot. I mean, we 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 have an appointment together with my friend to watch movie in a cinema
I see.
or
Okay, so
special
I
event or
see.
something like that.
I see. So let's say, do you prefer to go to a movie theater alone or with others?
I I would like to go to movie theater with my friend or with my family. That I'm not alone.
Not
Yeah.
alone, I see. Because watching movies alone, it's not fun, I think.
Yeah, exactly. But uh listen to music, I can listen to music alone, but watching
Alone, alone.
movie
Alone, alone,
alone, alone, alone,
alone. O-N,
alone,
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 alone, alone.
alone, alone,
Nó không phải là ôn đâu, không phải là ôn, nó là O-N.
alone, alone,
Alone, alone,
alone,
alone,
alone.
alone.
Yeah.
So, what kinds of movies do you like best and why?
Uh, um, I like to watch action movie for entertainment, but sometimes I also want to watch the science movie for information.
I see.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
because
let's try to
yeah,
extend the content on what you're talking about, like what kind of movie you like best, and you can also talk about what kind of movie you don't like that much, you know? Okay, let's try
then
it. What kind of movies do you like best and why?
I would like to watch action movie at the bad one. I choose for entertainment, such as I can watch an action movie with my friend when we have free time
Mm.
or at weekend.
Or in the
Uh,
weekend, or in the weekend.
in the weekend. For example, Transporter. So that is my favorite movie.
Interesting.
So,
So, okay, let's try a part two and part three now. So we did some, yes, but I would like you to try, let's say 27, part two and part three. Describe a time when you had to wait in line for a long time. Miêu tả một thời điểm mà anh đã phải chờ trong một cái hàng một thời gian rất là lâu dài, chờ xếp hàng á, chờ trong một cái hàng trong một thời gian lâu dài. So you have to queue, you know, the word, then the verb here is to queue.
to kill, to wait, to
Queue,
kill,
to
to
queue,
wait
it
in
means
line,
to wait
kill,
in line, to queue,
to
and
buy a ticket,
the queue, it's the line of people waiting. The line of people waiting is a queue. Xếp hàng.
line of people.
Well, a lot of
But
people in Vietnam, they don't really know how to wait in a line, you know. They just jump the
yeah,
queue. To jump the queue. Chen hàng, nhảy
however,
hàng.
we
They jump
have
the
to
queue.
so there.
Wow, it's very annoying to see those people. Now, what you should say here. When it was, nó lúc nào vậy? Where you were, lúc đó anh ở đâu? Why you were there? Tại sao anh ở đó lúc đó? And explain how you felt about it. Mình cảm thấy nào cái chuyện phải chờ một thời gian lâu như vậy? Like how you felt about waiting in line for a long time. And then we have part three of waiting in line. So, do people in your country often wait in line? Con người trong đất nước của anh chị có thường phải chờ đợi xếp hàng không? You can expand it like in what occasions? Try to give 2 or 3 examples, and then you can talk about the people's reaction. Nói về cái phản ứng con người ta như thế nào nữa. Are people often angry, anxious?
Yeah.
Are people often angry and anxious? Something like that, Anxious.
What do you
Anxious
feel
means
when
they
you
are
feel tired?
worried.
What did you do when you feel tired or
Yeah,
something like
exactly. So you can also talk about people's reaction and
that?
like for example, for how long do people often have to wait in line? Con người ta thường phải chờ theo hàng bao nhiêu lâu chẳng hạn. Đó. Thường phải chờ bao nhiêu lâu là vừa cho từng cái tác vụ. Like for each of the thing that they have to wait, the time of waiting is different. Like for example, if you wait to you wait in a supermarket until you can pay for your goods, that's often like about 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes maximum, 10 minutes. But like when people have to wait in a to do paperwork, wait to do
Yeah,
paperwork,
exactly.
it can be up to 1 to 2 hours or even more. But these days, it's not that long because um, people can book an appointment if they want to do paperwork with the government.
Yeah,
Hẹn trước
exactly.
nên làm giấy tờ
It
với chính
is
quyền hạn.
very common in Ireland, such as we book an appointment for any official document to
Exactly.
do to submit something to renew something, such
Exactly.
as renew.
That takes a long time.
That exactly.
To be
And
honest, Vietnam is even
even
faster.
we book an appointment
Oh, it's
with
terrible.
doctors, and
A few
we
weeks. A few weeks.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
And we have to wait 1 week,
oh,
2 weeks for operations.
why it had to be so terrible?
That it is
I know, but it's had to be,
that,
isn't what it has to be so terrible? And then, okay,
that
so next question is why do some people jump the queue? Tại sao một số người lại nhảy hàng, lại chen hàng? So think about the reaction of other people as well when people jump the queue,
yes,
and think about the reason why people jump the queue, and then what do you think of jumping the queue? Đó, 3 thứ. Người ta cảm thấy thế nào về chuyện jump the queue? Cái chuyện jump the queue đó có ổn không? Tại sao con ta jump the queue? Yeah, like you should expand it that way. And then maybe you could also talk about the occasions when people jump the queue the most. Những dịp nào con người ta hay nhảy hàng nhất? Like for example, people often jump the queue when they wait in a supermarket to pay for some items. Or people often jump the queue when you are in Asian countries, for example. I'm not going to discriminate, but a lot of the time, if you're in Asian country, people jump the queue a lot. Now, so next question, how do people react when someone jumps the queue? Con người ta phản ứng thế nào khi một ai đó nhảy hàng? So if you already talked about this one, I should not ask you this question. And then how do you think the development of technology has reduced the time people spend on waiting? Anh chị có nghĩ rằng cái sự phát triển của công nghệ đã làm giảm thiểu cái thời gian con người ta dành cho chuyện chờ đợi không? Think about the fact that you can order food online to
yeah,
order to
exactly.
order
We
food
can we
or
can
items.
we can schedule it, and we
Yes.
can book an appointment online. It
And you can also do paperwork online as well. Tự
that's
làm giấy tờ trên mạng. Yeah, you can do paperwork online as well.
yeah.
And think about the fact that you can study online right now, so you don't have to wait for teachers. I don't have to wait to go to the school or something like that.
Yeah.
Think about that. But also, there's also a downside because the development of technology leads to security issues. Những vấn đề an ninh security issues that demands more strict control of the internet. So sometimes people have to go through the steps. It's called verification. So kiểm chứng. They have to go to verification steps. And that increase the time people have to spend on waiting, you know. Especially if you go to the bank, for example. If you go to the bank, some banks are really, really complicated. They takes like a whole hour or 2 hours just to register something, just to register or to open an account, you know. Một số cái ngân hàng ở chỗ cái thủ tục mở cái tài khoản nó phức tạp lắm luôn á.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We have
So, yeah, just
we
because
need
of security, you know. Chỉ vì an ninh.
yes,
Well, so
we need a
actually there's a
group of
good and bad.
arrest, something like that.
There are two sides of the story. Có hai mặt của vấn đề. There are always two sides to the story. So you can talk about those sides to make it big, to make it longer, you know. Okay, so you have some time to think now. Okay, Mr. Hưng, please describe a time you had to wait in line for a long time. Be careful with the past tense, please. Cẩn thận quá khứ.
Should be past 10,
Past tense.
past 10. I would like to reprise the time when I had to queue for COVID vaccine,
Oh, for the COVID-19 vaccination, you mean?
vaccination, COVID vaccination in 1921. Yeah,
2021, you mean?
2000, 2021, exactly.
Hmm.
Uh, we had to queue for COVID test, and we had to queue for COVID vaccination as well. So several times, not only one.
Yes.
And we had to go to COVID vaccine center.
Yes.
It is far from my house, so we had to cycle to there,
We
and
had to cycle there. We had to
we had
cycle
to
there.
cycle there about 20 kilometer
Kilometer, những about kilometer.
kilometers
About 20 kilometer.
kilometer. So normal it took about 45 minutes for cycling, and it took about 30 minutes or 1 hour for waiting for queuing. So because even we book an appointment, however, there were a lot of people, and it is so crowded there. Of course, still in queue.
That's
That is
terrible.
not that. And as you know that was disaster and
Disastrous.
we
That was disastrous, you mean?
disaster there, and we have to queue and keep distance. So, and of course, and both officers and and every people have to be careful
Of
to
course, no one wants to
protect
transmit the disease, you
ourselves.
know.
Yeah, exactly. The
No one wanted to transmit the disease to the others.
the no one no one to transmit disease and to get disease.
Transmit.
Transmit disease and get disease from that.
I see.
So yeah, we Albert Albert asked about COVID at that time. So
Everyone was
go
very
ahead.
scared of COVID at that time.
Yes,
So yeah.
yes, and it took too much time uh, to take the dose COVID dose there, and even that was summertime. The weather is hot.
Was very
The
hard. The weather
weather
was very
wa-
hard.
were very hot. However,
Okay, okay,
um,
let's focus. Focus, please.
yeah,
That's more than
why?
5 minutes already.
Yes. So,
Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Describe a time you had to wait in line for a long time. Let's do it again.
I would like to reprise the event related to COVID 3 years ago. That is, I queue for COVID vaccination and COVID tests in 2021. Uh, um, we
Test.
had to go to COVID COVID test centers to take the test and to take the COVID dose. So, and we had to cycle, we had to cycle to the center. It took, uh,
It took
it took about 25 minutes for cycling. And after that, we took about a half of hour or 1 hour for waiting. Yeah. And because it was a disaster, COVID disaster. So we had to protect by ourselves, and we were very careful with the disease. So, and we had to keep distance at least 2 meters. So we had to queue in line, wait in line.
Yes.
Um, it was summertime, so the it was very hot, and every people feel
Everyone.
very tired. However, we had to take COVID tests, and we had to take uh, COVID vaccination. Every people did that, so we had to do that as well.
That's
So
wow.
even
That's
we feel
wow.
we felt very tired. However, we we have to wait until your turn, and we did that. Yeah.
I see. Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough. Now, Now let's go to part three of waiting in line. So, do people in your country often wait in line?
I think in Ireland, most of people,
Most of the people.
most of the people uh, often wait in line
Most of
from
the people, or most people. Be careful with that, please.
most
Of the
most of
people.
the people in Ireland often wait in line, and we can see everywhere for parking, for checking something, or for buying something. Yeah, even for parking.
I see.
Yeah,
Oh,
and the, that is that is the culture, the culture. Yeah, even children, they also have a good behavior like that.
I see. Okay, so why do some people jump the queue?
Um, I think some people do not have enough uh, patience to queue for a long time, such as for active children. They cannot stand at one time, stand at for a long time at one in queue. So they have to run somewhere, something like that. So it means that some people do not have enough patience to do so,
Patient.
patience to do so, and they think they can take. Uh,
I think they're just rude, I think they're just
yeah,
really rude.
yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about like how do people react when someone jumps the queue? Can you?
Uh, Normally, people when they see someone jump the queues, they
They,
feel
they, 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 they.
they feel angry. They feel angry, but some people talk about that and ask the guy jump the queue to come back and have to queue at the end of line.
It's like a punishment.
The
It's like a
the
little punishment.
someone just keep silent. Yeah,
Well,
they
that's some
can.
justice. Cái đó
Yeah,
là công lý. That's some quick justice.
yeah, exactly.
Công lý ngay tức khắc. There's some quick justice. Okay, so okay, let's try to expand this one now. Is there any are there any cases where jumping the queue is accepted? Let's talk about it. Có trường hợp nào
Mm.
nhảy hàng được chấp nhận không? Let's try it. In
Uh,
case of emergency, for example.
that exactly. As you can see that we have to queue to do something. However, it also depend on situation of the health, and such as when we queue in hot weather, so under the sun. So yeah, old people also queue. However, they will get tired quickly. So we can allow for them to jump the queue. Yeah. And we did. Sometimes we did. Because for young people, we can queue for a long time. But for old people, they cannot queue for a long time. Sometimes like that. and we accept for, in some case, we can accept for someone to jump the queues.
I see. Now,
Um,
so do you think the development of technology has reduced the time people spend on waiting?
I think so, because first of all,
First of
tech-
all,
first of all, first of all,
first of all,
first of all, first of all, technology can support people to take available slot in suitable time. It means that people can choose suitable time for themselves, for themselves. So the second one is um, technology can reduce the work for schedule and can show the number for current process or something like that, and
process or current
process
process,
that,
process or
and can
process.
help people to estimate how
Estimate,
long
to estimate.
estimate estimate how long we can get and how long we can wait. So we can make decision to
Decision,
wait,
decisions.
decision to wait or to do something else and come back later. So
Well,
I think yes, and development of technology can help people to reduce the time on waiting. Yeah. Anything else? So for
okay, so
booking,
how about the cases that I told you before? What problems that technology can actually increase the time people spend on waiting? What do you think?
increase the time. I do not think the technology increase the time for waiting.
What do you think? But there's some cases like that I already explained to you.
Yeah, um, the time of waiting increase due to it is to the capacity of workload,
Workload.
workload, workload of something such as in hospital, the workload of doctor, nurse,
Nurses.
yeah, nurses, doctors is very high. So, and the volume of patients uh, is very large. So,
It's
at
it's
we
quite
have
large,
to,
especially in COVID-19 time.
yes, exactly.
It was like
And
a crisis.
however, they do not want to reduce the quality of the service. So they still keep going and keep, they do not want to increase time, working hours. So of
Yes.
course, so we have to wait for a long time, sometimes. That is not the development of technology. Um,
Okay. All right. So let's try. Yes.
however, sometimes the development of technology need employee have knowledge to
A
do.
good employee to have a good knowledge to
Have knowledge to do to use the system.
knowledge, if I can knowledge,
Knowledge.
to have good
Have knowledge
knowledge
to do something and
do something.
to do. For example, if you want to go to hospital and
Hospital.
hospital, you have
Hospital.
to book appointment before you go. So it takes time for old people if they do not know smartphone and not know about internet. That is a trouble. So uh, it means development of technology also required knowledge of users and people to do so.
I see. Right.
Yeah, that is the
So
only.
I see. Okay, let's go on to the next topic now. So let's try something else. Let's try 24 now. Describe an argument two of your friends had. Miêu tả một cái cuộc tranh cãi mà hai cái người bạn của bạn đã từng có. Tức là mình chứng kiến. So it means that you are the one who witnessed two of your friends had an argument. So you should say when it happened, nó diễn lúc nào vậy, what it was about, tranh luận về cái gì vậy, how it was solved, cái cuộc tranh cãi đó nó được giải quyết thế nào, and explain how you felt about it, bạn cảm thấy thế nào về điều đó. Let's do it slow. Let's do it only in 2 minutes. Be careful. Focus on what you should say, please. And then part three of arguments, nói về cuộc tranh luận, tranh cãi. What do family members usually have arguments about? Những thành viên trong gia đình thường có những cuộc tranh cãi về cái gì? So think about, like, of course, money. Of course, money is always the prime or the primary or the main topic that people argue about, you know.
Oh,
Think
really?
about the topic of money. Like you can give examples about spending of people in the house, in the family. The second topic I would say probably is about education of their child, like which grade did he receive, or why is the result so bad? Something like that, you know. I can give more examples. Family members can argue about what else? Spending, of course. Of course, they argue about spending, about money, about education, about sometimes a lot of the time they argue about housework as well, you know. Who has to wash the dishes? You know, very trivial thing like that. Very trivial thing, very trivial thing.
Trivial thing.
Những cái việc rất là linh tinh. Very trivial things
Ah,
like housework, for example.
trivial.
But people argue about that a lot. It's not surprising that people argue about who has to do housework and what do they have to do, you know? Oh well, that's an argument. That's a lot of argument about housework. And also the argument about responsibilities, những bổn phận trách nhiệm, responsibility of each family members, you know. That's the argument that they can often have, you know. Now, next
Argument.
one. Okay, you can also try to expand, give examples about the thing I just talked about. Có thể mở rộng ra những cái mảng mà mình vừa mới đưa ra chẳng hạn. And what else do you think family members usually have argument about?
Yeah.
They can usually have arguments about social relationship, you know, những mối quan hệ xã hội. Especially when the husband and wife has an argument, you know, about being jealous, being jealous of some social relationship that they have. Of course. Now, is it easier to have arguments with family or with friends? Liệu có dễ dàng hơn để có những cuộc tranh cãi với gia đình hay là với bạn bè hơn? Cái nào dễ dàng hơn? Is it easier to have argument with family or with friends? If you have argument with friends, you lose friends very easily. But if you have argument with family, you do not lose the family. It's like it's like it's like a pain. Family can always be a home to go back to, but it can be a real pain, Can be a real pain. Mệt lắm luôn á. Well, think about that. And you
Yeah,
also
our
need to give
last topic.
examples. You need to give some examples as well.
Yeah.
Give some examples about what arguments you can have with friends or with family. And is it easier? Is it easy to solve? Có dễ dàng giải quyết không? And then next question. What are the best ways to avoid arguments? Cách nào là cách tốt nhất để tránh những cuộc tranh cãi? So there's some words I can give you. To give in. To give in means chiều theo ai đó. To give in. Sometimes people need to give in in order to stop the argument. Or sometimes need to give up. Bỏ cuộc. They need to give up. To avoid arguments, a lot of the time people need to carry on with their responsibilities. Cứ phải làm những bổn phận trách nhiệm thôi. Just do not fail at doing their responsibilities and people will not get angry at you. Like for example, if your responsibilities are to clean the kitchen every day or to mop the floor or to wash dishes, do it. You
Mhm.
don't want arguments. You really, really don't want arguments. Okay. So I think about sometimes the best way to avoid arguments is to buy machines that can do housework for you. Mua máy để mà nó làm việc nhà giùm cho mình đỡ phải cãi nhau. Yeah,
Schedule
yeah, that's a
time.
good way, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way.
Ah, we plan to do something and we buy something to do. Uh, we use technologies to help. So we buy machines. It means use technologies to help or to
Okay. Right. So next question is what causes arguments between countries? This is a bit more political. Nó chính trị hơn. It's more political. Điều gì gây ra những cuộc tranh cãi giữa những đất nước với nhau? Like think about arguments over territory, lãnh thổ, lãnh địa. And of course, you can use the adjective form territorial.
territory.
Territorial, for example, territorial
Territory.
gain. So,
Territory.
sự có được hoặc là giành được về lãnh thổ. It's like territorial gain is, of course, one of the major or the main argument between countries. You can have arguments about different policies, những chính sách khác nhau. Like, for example, people can argue about like that country, another country has a very contrasting or opposite policies to their own.
About
Like for example, a lot of
intelligence.
countries, Yeah, you can give examples. Like a lot of, say, Muslim countries, they have a very harsh laws against women and against the LGBTQI plus community. Like, for example, Russia and a lot of Muslim countries, they have very harsh laws against this community. And many countries will argue about that, you know. It causes a lot of argument between countries. And sometimes argument happen because someone from another country is put in prison, you know, and then that can spark a lot of debate, that can spark a lot of argument. Nó có thể nó dấy ra rất nhiều cuộc tranh cãi luôn á, between countries. If someone from another country is imprisoned, if someone from another country is imprisoned, bị bỏ tù. A lot of debate, you know, a lot of argument. And then also think about resources. Đương nhiên này, of course, những nguồn tài nguyên. Of course, resources is one of the main argument between countries. Especially, let's look at Vietnam, China, the Philippines, Brunei, Malaysia, Singapore, Taiwan, all these countries in Southeast Asia. They all want to claim the islands in the what's it called? The East China, the South China Sea, or we call it
Yeah.
the East Sea.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's like the argument still goes on, you know, between countries, but most of the time it's about resources and land resources, and now oil. Nói về dầu hỏa, oil, of
No,
course.
no, no.
Lots of problems, lots and
Oh,
lots of problems.
in the environment,
Uh-huh. And about
the
the environment.
environment.
Of course, and about trash as well, and how to deal with environmental issues. Like, for example, when China and Cambodia, they cooperated and then they built a dam
Yeah, they build
along the
that.
Mekong River. That caused a lot of issues for
So,
Vietnam. You
and
can use
other
that
countries.
examples, you know.
Yeah.
And now South Vietnam is experiencing a severe severe drought. Hạn hán nghiêm trọng luôn á.
Severe.
Drought, a severe drought.
Had change climate.
Not just that, there's a severe
Severe.
drought and a
Severe.
lot of
Drought.
issues like
Drought. Drought.
bị nhiễm mặn đất, salination of the land. Salination of the land. Sự nhiễm mặn đất. So
Salination.
you know the word
Salination.
salt, right? Salt. So
Saline.
saline,
Saline. Salt.
salt and saline. So
Salt.
salination.
Slide. 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 Slide.
So salination of the land. Well, you can talk forever about that. Think about the conflict between Ireland and England. And think
Yes.
about a conflict between Ukraine and Russia, of Europe and Russia, for example. A lot of argument. Okay,
Another one.
let's
Stay
think.
on policy.
Yes,
So
foreign policy as well. Think about foreign policy. Chính sách đối ngoại, chính sách nước ngoài, foreign policy, chính sách đối ngoại.
and we talk
Okay.
about
Okay. Let's be silent and think about this one for a moment before you start to talk about the 24. Okay. Now let's describe an argument two of your friends had. Please.
I want to describe
I would
describe
like to describe
I would like to describe an argue between
an argument. An
an
argument.
argument an argument between uh
Yes.
two between my two friends when they work for one function and one person create the data and one person show the data on application
I
on the
see.
application and someone else report the issue of the number and they argue with either error and with either between and with either root error and they
Which
argue a lot.
was the root error and
Yeah. And they argue a lot usually and they think that they talk that the root errors is uh, came from the number,
mm,
but another one thought that that should be the application, not should be your data.
mm,
So and at the end, I had to help them to work together to find the data step by step. And so what is the raw uh, number? And at the end, they find the problem and they
they
fit that.
found the problem. At the end, they
They
found
found
the
the
problem.
problem and fit they fix that.
And they fixed that.
They fix that. Uh, mm,
Anything else? Okay,
mm,
good. That's good enough for test for part two. Just need to keep it 2 minutes, you know.
yeah,
Okay, let's try it again. Be careful with the verb, please. Cái động từ.
yeah.
Describe an argument two of your friends had. Let's try it again.
I would like to describe an argument between my friend when they
When they
for a
worked,
function,
worked,
worked when they worked for a function in an application. One person worked to get the number and data, and another member work on showing the number on the application. So, and one day, as usual, they talk about the issue on number, and they think that that is error. So, and two people argue together what is the error, who who had the issue, and they argue a lot. They talk, they discuss a lot, but they do not have any action to fit it. And at the end, I help them to find the number and data support data step by step, and they find the issue and they fix
they
they fix
fixed, fixed,
at the end.
and they
And so
fixed, and they fixed it,
uh,
and they fixed it at the
that
end.
they fix it at the end,
They
and so
fixed it, they fixed it at the end.
they fix it at the end, and they show the number correctly on the application. Yeah.
Hmm, good now, I think. Now, So let's do part three of arguments. So what do family members usually have arguments about? Let's try this.
Uh, my family, of family members usually have argued about news and about social activity, social trendings nearly in dinner time, I think
During dinner time, you mean?
that during dinner
Okay.
times. So, because at that time uh, they have sit together using dinner, so they have
During dinner, they sit together.
use dinner that and having dinner and they can talk about something and after that they can have argue about
And argue about anything they want during dinner.
the, about social trending or social event or even about traveling plans
Mhm.
in summer, something like that.
I say.
It is very usually. It is very usual.
Usual. Anything
Yeah.
else? Is there anything else?
And of course, sometimes Vietnamese family has argued a lot about race in schools
School
of
grades
children,
of their
of,
children, you mean?
of children, of course.
School
That
grades of their children.
school or grade of children and such that parents think that the grade should be higher. However, children said that every children have grade like that, so they did. Yeah,
Well, grade is a never-ending story.
yes.
It's a never-ending story for
And
family.
I did that exactly. Parents always want to have higher grades. Children think that that is enough, that is good enough, and
A
they can
never-ending
improve.
story.
However, they did. Uh,
And so it's like a lot of Vietnamese family, they think that they spend the money, their children should receive better grades, you know? A lot of them think that way.
that that exactly.
But it's all about the students and how well they study, you know?
Mm, that for education in Vietnam, every Vietnamese family want children have a good
Want their
education
children
environment,
to have,
have a good education environment, and
of
have
course,
a good achievement, and even their children have a good result. But they also think that their children can get better result.
oh,
So,
and that is
and
very stressful, you know,
they
very
always
stressful,
required the
very
children
stressful.
should have more effort to have more better result.
Always.
Uh,
Okay,
and
so think about money issue. Money issue is also a huge problem. I mean, it's also a topic that Vietnamese family always talk about. What do you think?
yes, of course. mm, um, a lot of family, a lot of people, Vietnamese people work for money and
Of
get
course.
as much as possible to support their life. And they think that if they have more money, they can have more better life.
Isn't it obvious?
Yes,
Of course, it's an obvious choice, isn't it? Do you think? It's an
the,
obvious thing.
of course, however, they do not think that if they get a lot of money and they have to spend a lot of time for working
Exactly.
and they do not have, and every people only have 24 hours per day, so they do not have enough time for relax, for balancing social life, something like that. So even they have a lot of money, they do not have a lot of time to spending money, to spend money.
Well, to be honest with you, spending money is actually very fast. But earning money, it takes a lot of
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah,
Of
exactly.
course, it's normal. Spending money is
Yeah.
actually very quickly. You can spend money very quickly, but earning takes a lot of time. Now, so next question is it easier to have arguments with family or with friends?
Um, uh, we can we we can argue with a friend, with family member easier than with friends because with family member we know together clearly and we know how to brainstorm and how to provide opinion in the good way
But we
and
also
how
know each other's problems too, you know?
that and of course and if we can stop the discussion and the argues when we think that is enough
Mhm.
there.
Anything else? Anything else?
And for family, I do not think that is easier because we do not exactly their emotion, their feeling about the topic, and sometimes they feel not good at that day. However, we argue about something and they feel very bad and they feel very angry. Why? And something. It means that the your
Yes.
feeling and emotion is
Argument never result in anyone being
yes,
happy, do you think?
yeah, something like that. It means when we know together clearly,
When we
we
know each
easier
other clearly, you mean?
each other clearly, we feel easier to talk about something, to argue, and to provide opinion or something like that, better than we do not know clearly to not know each other clearly.
So your idea is that family members can have argument easier than with friends, you mean?
Yeah.
Exactly, I see. So what are the best ways to avoid arguments then?
Um, I think the best way to avoid
Best,
argument,
best,
the
the
best
best
way,
way.
I think the best ways to avoid arguments is providing uh, providing ideas as much as possible, and after that, uh, every people can talk about that, and the person can provide a opinion, but do not think that the opinion also another opinion.
Well, a lot of the time I see that opinions will eventually become personal attack, you know. Tấn
Yes,
công cá
exactly.
nhân.
Yeah,
Tấn công cá
yeah,
nhân.
exactly.
Of
Personal
course,
attack. I
personal
got it.
attack happen very easily after an
Yeah,
argument.
try to exactly. I love to say that. Try to avoid personal attack.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. And try to avoid your topic related to too detail about personal information.
I see.
Also, personal attack.
Oh wow,
Personal
people
information
do
is
personal attacks a lot, you know, a lot.
yes, personal attacks in work environment, in church. Yeah, sometimes it's just only funny story. However, when the story came far away, come far away,
Mm.
the people cannot stop and end the story. Uh, yes, personal attack. We try to avoid personal attack, and and political opinions, something like that.
I see.
Political and ethical, ethical. Uh, if we want to talk about political story, just talk it in general way. So we can try to avoid arguments as much as possible if we want to talk about that topics.
Mm. Right. What do you think about someone giving in and then just to keep the peace, you know, to keep peace, giữ hòa bình, giữ hòa khí, to keep
The,
peace. What do you think about that? Some people they intentionally give in. They don't want to argue anymore, so they intentionally give in to
yeah,
intentionally give in, cố tình xuống nước ấy.
I think so. I
Okay,
think so.
so what do you think about that?
I think so because if every people
Everyone.
want
Give everyone.
e- everyone want to be winner, so who is loser?
Who's the losing one now? If everyone wants
The
to win, right?
winner, so who is
Who's
loser?
the
So
winning one if everyone's lose or if everyone wins?
yeah,
Who's the losing one?
exactly. And of course, when we talk about something, just chatting, and after that, we lose the friends.
We
So it
lose
is
the
not good
friend,
at
lose the
all.
friendship, and
Yeah, we lose friend and we lose friendship so at all. So, and we feel very bad when we talk about something else. So it is not good at all. And of course, however, not every people do
everyone,
that.
every cộng số ít, every plus singular noun. So not everyone
Everyone,
is like that.
oh, everyone
Every cái cộng số ít nha. People số nhiều.
does like that.
Everyone, not everyone is like that. Okay,
Everyone.
so Okay, so let's try the next question, which is harder. So what causes arguments between countries then?
Uh,
Hello?
Arguments between
Between,
countries,
tween, between.
between argument
Between.
between arguments between countries can come from economy or politic issue such as uh, Europe want to have a good environment, uh, environmental policy. However, Asia do not have the policy like that. But when they work together to buy to sell something, so they they require have a eco policy.
Yes.
Yeah. So such that they do not want a children work in factory.
They don't want their children to work
They,
in
they,
factories.
and if they find that they do not buy products from the companies. So something like that. That is a policy, Euro policy. So if they find something like that, they punish. It means the argument about the policy about
Okay.
children or labor about employees, something like that. It means the policy between two countries, two groups of countries. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll think about other things like territorial problems that I told you before and resources. What do you have to think about that? What do you have about that?
Um, as you know that um, a lot of countries have resources related natural resources about resources to support semiconductor or
Yes.
to support electric
Industries.
industry, but some country do not have it, and they have to import resources from other countries, and um, of course,
And
they do not have the same policy. Uh, they uh, they argue a lot about how to deal resources and how to import and price, of course, uh, resources, um, including natural resources and people and labels, something like that.
labor.
Labels, yes,
The labor force, you mean?
labor force. It means salary for worker
For the
or
workers, yes.
yes, and for a lot of things.
Hmm.
So
Okay. And so I think let's come to the next one. Uh, Strike 23 then. Describe an occasion when you were not allowed to use your mobile phone. Miêu tả một cái dịp mà lúc đó bạn đã không được cho phép sử dụng điện thoại di động. You should say when it was, where it was, why you were not allowed to use it, tại sao bạn lúc đó đã không được cho phép sử dụng điện thoại. Explain how you felt about not using it. Bạn cảm thế nào về chuyện không được sử dụng nó. And then part 3 of phones. How do young and old people use mobile phones differently? Người trẻ và người già sử dụng cái điện thoại di động khác nhau như sao? So think about what they use the phone for. For what kind of purposes? Có những cái mục đích nào họ sử dụng như vậy? And think about like how many hours they use it for. Họ sử dụng nó bao nhiêu lâu, bao nhiêu tiếng một ngày chẳng hạn. What
What
positive
kind
and
of
negative impact do mobile phones have on friendship? Điện thoại di động có cái tác động tiêu cực và tích cực nào lên trên tình bạn? Think about mobile phones if you meet your friends and and you glue your eyes to the screen. You glue your eyes on the screen or on the screen. Then that would make your friends feel disrespected, cảm thấy bị không tôn trọng. Thì nếu mà gặp người ta mà cứ dán mắt điện thoại, well, actually it's disrespectful, I think. And think about whether post online posts, online pictures, it can cause people to be envious of your life, to be envious, ghen ăn tức ở, ghen tị. Or if you post pictures that you take next to someone, people can be jealous, ghen tuông, tình cảm. These two are different, but online posts on mobile phones can have a lot of negative impacts, but also mobile phones can help people connect with each other, to connect people better. Là kết nối con người với nhau tốt hơn. Yep.
to connect people better?
It can connect people better. It
So,
can connect people very well, actually.
exactly.
Okay, so think about, okay, next question. Is it a waste of time to take pictures with mobile phones? Is it a waste of time to take pictures with mobile phones? Có phải là một cái sự phí phạm thời gian để mà cứ chụp hình bằng điện thoại di động không? I'll let you try to answer that. This one is to compare with taking pictures with, a camera.
Yeah.
So comparing between professional cameras and mobile phones, because this question also focus on the fact that people take so many pictures, with mobile phones. And is it a waste of time? They always post it on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on any social media websites, It's like an addiction, giống như là nghiện đăng hình vậy đó. All right, so next question. Do you think it's necessary to have laws on the use of mobile phones? Anh chị có nghĩ rằng cần thiết để có những cái điều luật về sự sử dụng điện thoại di động không? Think about laws because it can protect children. It can protect people from their addiction, bảo vệ con người ta khỏi cái sự nghiện điện thoại di động. These days, phone addiction is a real problem. Một vấn đề thật sự đấy. It's actually a real problem now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's describe an occasion when you were not allowed to use your mobile phone, please. Hello? You are muting your microphone now. Can you turn it on, please? Hello?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, let's try again now. Describe an occasion when you were not allowed to use your mobile phone, please.
I want to describe the national test.
National.
The national test.
What do you mean? The National Day, you mean?
No, that is a
National
national
test. The national test or exam. I think it's
national
better to say
exam.
national exam.
National exam of
Yes.
high school. of high school. So you have to
We had to.
do at examiner, not
Okay.
examiner, monitor
Yes.
the attempt to organize the event every year.
Yes.
So both of us and students do not uh, cannot use smartphone because and we have to turn it off and put in the bag. So and when we are in the national exam, so we cannot use smartphone
Okay.
because uh, if student and even us use smartphone, uh, we can uh, we can send information and question to other and to outside, and we can even student can get answer from outside. So it is illegal. And of course, it exam take about 2 or 3 hours, and we feel very stressed because we cannot talk with other and we cannot update anything. With so just only uh, monitor the room and watch student and follow the exam until the end. And at the end, we can get the smartphone and turn it on again and update the information. Oh,
Okay.
wow. Very good. Yes.
What do you mean?
It means that after the exam, and we can get
We
the
could get, be
smartphone,
careful with the verb, please. We could get.
and we could get the smartphone again, and we turn we turned it on and update the news from friend or course, something like that. So
Hmm.
how can we talk about general event
Of
or
course, we can talk about general events. You can even
if
make
we
up a
talk
story. Có thể bây giờ
the
một câu chuyện cũng được nữa. You can even make up a story, no problem. All right, so part three of phones. So how do young and old people use mobile phones differently?
yeah, I think so. Young people can use smartphone and mobile phone to update news, to play games, uh, to update news and to use social media and update starter or whatever, something like that. But for old people, they use mobile phone for contact friend and app, and sometimes just updates new but not frequently.
Mhm.
And old people always use less time than young people, and they also have uh, a limitation for using smartphone. Yeah. So
Mm,
the
I
and
see. So think about like the hours that they use it and what purposes they use it for. Can you?
yes, as I said that
People.
young people you longer than old people, and the the way they do also different, are also different. Young people will use smartphone to update news, to contact friends, and to use social media and play games. And even they also use smartphone for working or for education,
Hmm.
for learning as well.
I
But for
see.
all people, the main
People
purpose
hoài anh
is
ơi, people
the,
chữ y, people,
the old
for old
people,
people.
the old people use smartphones for contact, for communication with their friends. With so and after that they can use smartphone for update social media as for update news, but not frequently. There.
Okay. Now, so what positive and negative impact do mobile phones have on friendship?
Let's talk about positive impact.
Positive, positive.
Positive. Let's talk about positive impact. Mobile phones had a lot of positive impact on friendship, such as they can communicate each other quickly and easy. So every time, and it also save money.
It also save money. Yes, exactly.
That's of course because it can use smartphone with internet and contact with friend anytime. And yeah, another one is uh they c- they can make friend and meet find friend easier, make friend easier. And however, it also have a negative impact, such as they make new friend, but they do not know together clearly. It may be harmful themselves because maybe it's scam through the mobile phone and something like that. And another one is uh, a lot of people use smartphone, mobile phone on driving. It is also dangerous.
And of course, it's also dangerous. Everything can be abused, you know.
Yes. And another one is uh, mobile phone can be used in illegal ways, such
Of
as
course.
someone have in the exam, something like that.
Exactly. It always happened that way.
And
Okay, so
even
is it a waste of time to take pictures with mobile phones? What do you think?
um, I think taking picture with mobile phone help people can update and
Help
can
people can, cái đó cái vấn đề anh hay gặp á. Help people can làm cho con người ta có thể đó. Đó là dịch tiếng Việt của nó. It can help people to do something. Let's try
uh,
again. Let's try that. Is it a waste of time to take pictures with mobile phones?
taking pictures can help people
To,
who store your place where they go to or they visit,
okay.
and can store the events they have they did.
Mhm.
And another one is taking picture also help us to achieve every memory to remind them later because is good to recover something. However, taking picture also
No. This question focuses on taking pictures with mobile phones, not just taking pictures. Cái câu nó tập trung vào chuyện chụp hình với di động chứ không phải là bản chất chuyện chụp hình không đâu.
yeah the
Now be careful. Is it a waste of time to take pictures with mobile phones? Can you try again? So
so
that's why I show you before
yeah
that people take a
taking
lot of pictures with mobile
pictures
phones.
yeah taking pictures with mobile phone can uh, can help people to achieve the moments easier. However, it it also with results
It
such
also
as
wastes
storage,
resources, wastes resources.
waste resources such as storage because taking picture with mobile phone they can do it everywhere. So and it requires storage to store a lot of picture and even we do not see it again. So just take picture, and take a lot of picture with mobile phone, and we do not care about when we do it and when we see it again later. Yeah, it means that it wastes resources for storing, and sometimes we also waste the time as well because if we when we travel we spend a lot of time to take picture with mobile phone, but it means that we spend less time for traveling, for visiting, for talking with friends, something like that.
Exactly.
So
It reduces the time we spend with them.
yes,
Okay, so do you think it is necessary to have laws on the use of mobile phones?
exactly. And we can see that the mobile phone now can provide location, provide the pictures of someone and provide location of someone. It had both sides, positive and negative.
Positive and negative.
Positive and negatives. For the negative effects, such as
Negative, no,
children
negative effect.
effect,
For the negative effect.
negative effects,
Negative. For the
negative
negative
effect.
effect.
For negative effects,
Yes.
um, children should not use social media to share their image and location, something like that, because someone can have it and view it in the bad way, in the bad.
In a bad way. Yeah.
Uh,
Now, so all right, I think that's good enough for today now. Okay, please redo those topic at home. And remember, you're still making the same mistakes with the structure I told you. Help people can do something. Không có cấu trúc đâu nha. Help people to do something. Be careful with that, please.
have
Giúp con
people
người ta làm chuyện gì đó chứ không phải là giúp con người ta có thể làm chuyện đó. Cái cấu trúc nó dịch tiếng Việt nó là thì đúng, nhưng mà dịch từ tiếng Anh là sai bét. It help people to do
uh-huh.
something, you know? So it help people to do something. Okay, is there any question?
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
All right, let's
Okay.
end it here. Ok, nhớ là hôm thứ ba tuần sau là mình start một
Okay.
tiếng trước đó nha.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll see each other on Friday. I'll see you then.
Okay, see you later.
See you later.